We have a power-packed program for you. Our speakers and panelists are early investors and leaders for today's household brands worldwide and in emerging Bangladesh. To kick things off, the man behind the mission, under whose visionary leadership the capital market of Bangladesh has seen massive boost and became Asia's best performing market in Q3 of 2020 amidst the pandemic. Please welcome on stage Chairman of Bangladesh Securities and Exchange Commission, Professor Shibli Rubayatul-Islam, to give his welcome speech. Before taking up the mantle of BSEC chairman, Professor Islam was the Dean of Faculty of Business Studies, University of Dhaka, and the chairman of Shadharan Bima Corporation, the largest government insurance company of Bangladesh. From these two positions, he took several transformational initiatives for the venture capital and startup ecosystem of the country.
Thank you very much, ladies. Thank you very much for a nice introduction. At first, I would like to welcome you on behalf of Bangladesh Securities and Exchange Commission, a very warm welcome to all of you during this wonderful afternoon at Santa Clara. We have here our honorable chief guest, our honorable advisor to the Prime Minister, Mr. Salman Rahman MP. We have our very well-managed economy by a very smart Honorable Senior Secretary, Mr. Rauf Talukdar, Honorable Commerce Secretary, Honorable ERD Secretary, our Chairman of Bangladesh Investment and Development Authority, Bangladesh Export Processing Zone Authority, and other dignitaries and bank chairman, MDs, and others from Bangladesh, and especially the guests that we have invited today from San Francisco, California, and from whole of USA. 25 years before, today actually the Venture Capital Association helped us a lot, and Shamim is the chairman at this moment of the Venture Capital Association of Bangladesh, who was my student 25 years before. And when I was teaching them in the classroom, finance and banking courses. At that moment, we were talking only about three necessities that we need to satisfy at that moment of time in Bangladesh, that we call in Bangla, Anno, Bostro, Bashosthan. That is food, clothing, and accommodation, home or house, whatever you say. And that's what we were thinking and talking about at that moment. And just after that, our Honorable Prime Minister took charge during her first tenure, and she started working hard, giving attention to these three areas. And today, I'm so happy and proud saying that we are self-reliant in food, we are the second largest exporter of clothing, and if we talk about the home, house, or we call it Bashosthan in Bangla, it's almost saturated in the urban areas, and now it's expanding to the rural and other bases of Bangladesh. So the necessities are almost, we have covered it up. But I'm so surprised that during that time, what we never thought, but our Honorable Prime Minister thought. And during that tenure, which is 25 years, 26 years before, she said we have to make a digital Bangladesh. And from then on, at that time, the computer and computer-related accessories were made duty-free, tax-free, so that it starts expanding in Bangladesh. Our father of the nation, after attainment of Bangladesh independence in 1971, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman embarked on a journey for achieving economic liberation by taking so many initiatives, especially on agriculture, industry, and infrastructure, to build the country again. He dreamt of a Sonar Bangla, that is a golden Bengal, a modern, vibrant, and economically prosperous country where no one is left behind. The people of Bangladesh have been working relentlessly to materialize that dream, and in the last 12 years, our country has seen a consistent GDP growth, and it has surpassed India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Vietnam in terms of economic growth that reached 8.2% in 2019. Our GDP stood at US dollar 353 billion, making it the 42nd largest economy of the world, with an average GDP growth of 6.8% in the previous decade. The average annual FDI was US dollar 3.16 million, being the second largest RMG exporter right after China. Our RMG export was US dollar 34 billion, which is growing. And moreover, the more relevant thing is today that our ICT export has crossed $1 billion now. That time, we thought, we have so many people in so little space. Our honorable advisor sir was telling today that half of US population living in Wisconsin area is where we live. And at the time, we thought this huge population is a liability, and this density is very, disadvantageous for our country. But today, we found that force has become a human capital for us, liability turned to asset, and density is giving a dividend to us today. I'll tell you why. The median age of our youth is 27 years now, with increasing digital awareness and tech adaptability, which works as a demographic dividend for the country. The number of mobile subscribers in Bangladesh is a massive 170 million, while the number of internet users stands at 112 million. Bangladesh has a rapidly growing middle and affluent class with a growing appetite for consumer spending. According to a study by BCG, this MAC population will get doubled to 34 million by 2025. Bob Thuft told once, dynamic economy begins with a good education. So our government gave emphasis on literacy. Our economy is growing with the help of the strong labor force. The literacy rate went up from 26% to 75%. That means we have educated and semi-educated labor force to support our economic growth. Our country is now inviting investors. When an investor is invited, what they look for? They look for political stability. They look for a vibrant economy, especially a capital market. They look for the exchange rates, which we have a very stable exchange rate just because we have, at this moment, more than 10 months import payment as reserve. We have our investments around Europe and USA. We have gold reserve at Bank of England. So it is accumulating every day, and we expect to cross 70 billion by next year. We also have a strict governance now monitoring the financial sector, especially we do at the capital market. We regularly monitor the companies, we watch their performance, we see if they're satisfying the interest of the investors or not. So these are really taking a very good shape now, protecting the interest of the investors. Especially for the non-resident Bangladeshi and international investors, we have a new account called NITA account, through which, without any approval or intervention or any barriers in between, anyone can invest and take out their investment with profit, as I said, without any approval or intervention. So you can invest money, you can take back your money without any barriers in between. Today you will hear from our BIDA and BEBSA chairman what they are offering to the international investors. They have a wonderful offer for the investors, and so as I see as an outsider, that our BEBSA, almost all the BEBSA, Bangladesh export processing zones, are full. There are only few, and we have to request the chairman, please do have a land for one of our friends, and he is arranging more for our international investors. BIDA is busy because international investors are showing keen interest in investment, and so Bangladesh, the unemployment rate is gradually going down. though we have a strong, skilled and unskilled labor force. We are not only offering incentives. Bangladesh also has an ecosystem that guarantees high return for the investors. It has a rapidly growing capital market. Many reformative actions have taken after our new commission took over, which resulted in a bullish market ever since. Hong Kong-based Asia Frontier Capital found Bangladesh capital market to be the Asia's best performing market in Q3 of 2020 amid the pandemic. When most of the global capital markets saw a decline, Dhaka Stock Exchange, the benchmark index of Dhaka Stock Exchange, posted DSEX, a double-digit growth of 24.4%. Dhaka Stock Exchange total market cap also reached the record high value of $63 billion, and it has increased recently. The promotion of vibrant startup ecosystem and modernizing the small cap boards and alternative investment rules to provide robust support to the venture capital, private equity industry and startups are showing very positive result, and we are expecting that this sector in the coming months and years will grow a lot. Increased digital penetration in the country is boosting startup activity. Mobile financial services are growing steadily at a 20% rate. Every 3 in 5 people have an MFS account, and 1 in 5 people is an active user of that. $215 million transaction takes place daily through our mobile financial service. The pandemic gave a huge boost to MFS adoption, and 17.5 million new accounts were registered during this time. Bangladesh e-commerce market is expected to grow to $3 billion by 2023. E-commerce market stands at $1.6 billion, ranking 46 globally, which is improving every month. 2,000 sites and 50,000 Facebook pages scattering 100,000 orders daily. E-commerce sector grew a whopping 250% even during the pandemic. A vibrant ecosystem has been created through public-private partnership. Government has established AI and Blockchain Center of Excellence with IBM. 28 high-tech parks are being built with 36 more area in planning stage. $34 million fund has been allocated under IDEA project of Startup Bangladesh to fund startups. Stable IT infrastructure of 2,100 gigabytes, that is 2 submarine cable and another one is underway, and 12 ITC connections are there. Specialized labs at all 137 universities are made. All the global standard policies to promote startup and ICT sectors are already in place. Customized training on frontiers technology are being offered to those of youth, and ICT education has made mandatory from primary education now. These are one side. The financial side says no tax on profit till 2024. 20 to 100% tax discount for 10 years of operation in high-tech parks if you establish something there. 80% VAT exemption on utilities in high-tech park. No foreign equity limit on shareholding. 50% tax discount for foreign employees for first 3 years. 100% repatriation facilities for profit and capital. 10% cashback on export-oriented revenue. 80% VAT exemption on IT, ITS office rents. Custom investment support dedicated RM, one-stop redressal portal, and duty-free import of fixed capital and assets. So these are all the incentives we have for you, the international investors. Many prominent VC and PE firms have made investment in local startups in the recent years, such as Sequoia Capital, Pegasus Tech Venture, Y Combinator, 500 Startups, Golden Gate Ventures, Defta Partners, Razor Capital, are a few to name. So we can see that Bangladesh has great potential and huge untapped opportunities, especially the youths. As I said, what we could not do, the youths are showing that they can do that. Just to cite an example, that our cricket team still trying hard to be the world champion, but they could not. But the youth cricket team is the last World Cup champion. We are consistently developing our infrastructures, building favorable business ecosystem, and very soon we aspire to reach double-digit growth. We cordially invite you to become international partners in this journey by investing in our capital market, ICT sector, and startups. Outsourcing highly skilled technical resources at a competitive cost and opening business offices in the country. 100 years before, the Honorable, our very respected Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore said, everything comes to us that belongs to us if we create the capacity to receive that. Today, we can say proudly, yes, now we have the capacity to receive, accept, and invite you. So let us together create the capacity to achieve the biggest success stories from US Bangladesh Tech Investment Summit, and let's work together to build a good and new future. Today is the time that we plant a tree so that soon we start getting the fruit for all of us, and it is actually a win-win situation for everyone. Many of the speakers will speak today, and you will be happy to hear the good stories of Bangladesh. We are from Bangladesh. We are here to inform you that we have all business-friendly activities happening in Bangladesh. Please come to Bangladesh in case of you have any issue regarding any problem or any barrier, just let us know, we'll solve it. Thank you very much for coming today.
সাত কোটি মানুষকে তাবা রাখতে পারবো না। আমরা যখন মরতে শিখেছি তখন কেউ আমাদের দবাতে পারবে না।
Bangladesh emerged as an independent nation in 1971 under the leadership of the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. He laid the foundations of a prosperous Bangladesh. Imbued by his vision, his daughter, the Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, is leading the nation on the highway of development. Investment development is one of our special initiatives, which has been translated into the formation of Bangladesh Investment Development Authority, BIDA, the Apex Investment Promotion Agency, under the leadership of the Prime Minister's Office. Bangladesh has proven itself to be a resilient country even in the face of a global pandemic. Bangladesh is lauded by global organizations like World Bank to be one of the fastest growing economies in the world. Goldman Sachs has listed Bangladesh among its next 11 countries. JETRO sees Bangladesh as low-cost and high-return manufacturing destination, and Bangladesh marked as the highest proportion of expansion if asked for the future business plan. Under the strong leadership and long-term stability, Bangladesh's economy has achieved remarkable growth. In fiscal year 2018-19, GDP grew by 8.2%, which is one of the highest in the Asia-Pacific region. With this trend in mind, Bangladesh aims to become an upper middle income country by 2030 and a developed country by 2041. The rise in FDI in the last 5 years portrays the confidence of investors. All these have happened because of prudent policies, regulatory reforms, infrastructural development, and stable political condition. FDI is flowing in mostly into RMG, telecommunication, banking, and food processing.